to know. I mean, that's
It's okay
life.
to be shy.
Of course. I mean, now if someone has social anxiety, that's different. Then, you might seek therapy.
A therapy. Okay, that's very good advice. So there are other more constructive ways to handle, loneliness or shyness or something like that then.
Sure. And, like, for example, shyness, if you question yourself for your shyness in a school type atmosphere, you might be more prepared for an assignment. For preparation can help with shyness. For
Oh, okay,
preparation, but basically, youngsters, they're negotiating the world,
Okay. All right, that's good to know. Good advice. To think. One thing you had mentioned earlier is that people get hooked on drugs and hooked. Now, to really understand what that means, my understanding is that some of these chemicals, including alcohol or some of the over-the-counter medications or prescription drugs, actually chemically alter your brain. It actually chemically alters it. So now if you take away that substance without professional help, like you were mentioning with alcohol or something like that, all of a sudden your body's looking for something that wasn't there, and it's very dangerous. And that's why you get side effects in some of these cases, and that's what being, quote, hooked on means. You're chemically hooked on it, and you need professional help to actually help your body make new adjustments. Is that correct?
Well, for alcohol and drugs like Valium, benzodiazepines, Klonopin, Xanax, it can be lethal to stop abruptly. You can have a seizure and die, and it happens. It hasn't happened. It's died. It hasn't. But there's a true potential for that. Other substances like heroin, opiates. There's maybe no cases of people dying from withdrawals, although there may be. So I don't want to be unequivocal because there are cases in Europe that they talk about. But basically, your brain is so used to getting the chemicals, as you say, that the brain stops making it. So if you had chemicals, for euphoria, or for if you bang your thumb with a hammer and it gets numb for a few minutes, that's your body producing its own, its own painkillers, so to speak. Well, if you introduce that to your body in massive amounts, like heroin does, then your body's going to stop. So when you stop, the body's going to grab the chemicals from everywhere. That's why you have sore joints and you can't sleep until the body can start producing the proper chemicals itself.
So it's very dangerous to just take drugs and then stop when you feel like it without proper supervision.
Yes.
Okay.
The only kind of advice that I could give in a general statement is that, negative consequences of substance use disorders are not only, debilitating and rampant, but they lower the quality of someone's life. And it can be as low as living in an abandoned building and, eating, at a soup kitchen, eating at hospitality sites, as they call them now.
Okay.
And basically, it takes a lot of effort, to change. Like human beings in general, are not conducive to change.
Well, I want to thank you very much for joining our show.
Thank you.
It's been an honor to have you on our show. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Hello, I'm with Angela. And Angela, our special topic is do not accept toxic substances into the body. Now, what do you have to say about that?
Well, I'm a recovery addict, so I put toxics into my body, and I feel very depressed a lot, very anxious. Like every time I get upset, I just want to go and get high, and that's why I think a lot of people do get high. It's because they're either depressed or they have no place, they have no family, they have nobody for support.
Do the toxic substances help the person?
At some point, they basically, it puts like a Band-Aid on it. It covers all your problems, but it doesn't help. It makes life even worse, more harder.
So it helps temporarily?
Yeah.
What are some of the consequences for people who take toxic substances into their body?
You can die, overdose, you lose your family, you lose your children, you become homeless, you lose everything in life, friends, everybody. And now you're alone.
And what about health-wise, your body?
Body basically shuts down. You go through the shakes, you get the shits, the pukes, everything.
So your body is essentially rebuking it.
Yep.
What advice would you give people out in the community about taking toxic substances into their body?
Don't do it. Seek help from a professional or a therapist or someone else, because that's what I have done.
What are some reasons that people turn to toxic substances?
Domestic violence, being molested as a child. They just want to, even people that drink, they want to just cover it up and try to put it in the back burner and not remember it at all.
So it starts from an early pain early on in childhood,
Yes.
possibly.
Yep.
It comes back to their mind as an adult.
And they just want to forget about it. So they go and they get high or they drink and they don't even think about it. That's how I was when, my past came up. I just wanted to go smoke weed or do a little coke here and there and have a few drinks. Then I would not even forget about it. It wouldn't be coming in my mind. It'd be gone. And then I got hooked on it.
Oh, Angela, what did you not get as a child that made you turn to drugs?
More support. We need more teen centers. More programs for kids to go to hang out when they have no place to go, when they're bored and they just want to go get high. We need some places that have pool tables, art therapy, counselors, places like that. We need more places like that provide help, provide, someone to talk to 24 hours a day, like a hotline, but a person there. That someone can just walk in and say, I'm having a bad day, I feel like going to get high, can we talk?
That's great advice, Angela. I've heard that from other people in your situation, that they wanted free counseling and it wasn't there.
There's no insurance. The insurance don't cover a lot of counseling.
Angela, you said you were a former addict, so do you take drugs now or not?
No. I've been clean for 3 months.
How did you conquer the drugs?
Going to NA meetings and the 12-step programs and looking at my daughter's picture every single day.
AA meetings?
Yeah, sometimes I go to AA, but it's NA.
Oh, NA.
Narcotics Anonymous.
Anonymous. And
It's the Narcotics Anonymous 12-step program.
all right. And that worked?
Yeah, I go every single day, Monday through Saturday.
All right. Well, that's great to know. And you said looking at your daughter's picture
Every
helped you?
single day. Yep.
All right. Well, that's great. Thank you for this interview, and good luck with all your endeavors in the future.
Thank you.
Well, as you heard from all of our special guests, experimenting with toxic substances doesn't really benefit you at all. Some people think they're going to just try it that one time and then they end up getting hooked. A lot of people are doing it just for peer pressure, and what they're finding is that they become addicted to these substances and they lose everything. In the end, they don't even have their friends. It's not even worth it. So think twice before you experiment with substances. If you're doing it to be accepted, then learn how to love yourself. Because we're here with this series to learn how to love ourselves. When you love yourself, you'll be in a better position of being with people and that really like you for you and being able to accept yourself. I hope you have a great day.
Sometimes you're right and sometimes you're wrong. Who knows the answer? Let's agree as one. It's much too late for war, not peace. It makes no sense for human eyes to feed, 'cause you can't see. Let's learn to disagree, can't we? Just be one family. The greatest love of all is to love yourself. When you're filled with love, you love someone else. Everybody come on, 'cause when you love yourself, you love God himself. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everybody learn to love themselves. Sometimes you're right and sometimes you're wrong. Who knows the answer? Let's agree as one. It's much too...
The Child and Family Counseling Program helps those coping with conflict, trauma, stress, and addictions, providing counseling services for individuals, couples, and families of all ages, including children, adolescents, adults, elders, and caregivers. If you're experiencing depression, bipolar, ADHD, anxiety, grief-related symptoms, post-traumatic stress, and other mental health and substance abuse and recovery issues, call this number, Child and Family Services, restoring balance and making life better.
In 1638, a group of religious dissenters from the Boston colony landed on the shores of an Indian settlement named Bocassett. Roger Williams convinced the settlers that they should go to Rhode Island instead of New Jersey. They signed the Portsmouth Compact and officially named the settlement Portsmouth. To honor the founding of our town and its subsequent history, the community of Portsmouth plans a series of public events and observances over the course of 2013. Planning for these events has begun, and volunteers are needed to participate in developing and conducting these civic events. Join your friends and neighbors and help us all celebrate our 375th year. Visit www.portsmouthri375.com for more information.
Child and Family Services has been caring for the community since 1866. Our new Community Center on John Clark Road in Middletown offers help and support to families from Newport County and beyond. Programs include Sandpiper's Early Learning Center for infants to preschool ages children, counseling services, support programs for teens, elder care services, and more. Child and Family is where people turn for help with personal and family emergencies and crises. To learn more, visit childandfamilyri.com or call this number